Hello, I'm Jerry Ford. I'm going to do a story time. I'm only going to, I got a comment from a viewer. I don't know if he's subscribed or not, but he said he'd rather see a video of how I paint apartments instead of seeing a banana nut muffin or something, review or something like that. So, sounds like he thinks that I still paint apartments. Well, that's not what I do anymore. That was like 5 years ago that I did that. Now I work for a college and I paint offices, hallways, classrooms. But if you want to know about apartment painting, then that's a whole different animal right there. I asked him, is that what you want to hear, is about painting apartments? I don't know. I may or may not upload this. I want to see if he answers me first, you know, if it can confirm if that's what he wants to see. But anyway, let's go on as if this is like a story time. So here's my routine for apartment painting. Now it depends, the routines depend on how many bedrooms, depends on whether or not I'm going to be spraying the apartment or brush and roll. So I had plenty of both. Most of them were brush and roll. The ones that I sprayed meant that they were really, really bad. So, so let's just go first with the ones that were just brush and roll. So what I would do first, my routine, this is upon entry into the apartment. So I would have already gone into this apartment as soon as I saw it on the board that it was getting ready, that it was empty and getting ready to be painted, because I had to determine ahead of time whether or not I had to spray it, because if I'm going to spray it, it takes more time because there's a lot of prep and spraying. So let's just go first with that when I go in, I already know that it's going to be a brush and roll. So I go in and I get my broom and I sweep the webs and the dust off of, well, I sweep the webs off of the corners of all the rooms, from the bathroom to the dining room to the living room, all the bedrooms, the kitchen, all of that. I get it all swept up, then I take my broom and I sweep off all the baseboards, which are wood, and they will need to be painted too. So sweep all the dust off all the baseboards, every room. So I go and do that, and then what I want to do is I want to start in the kitchen and the bathrooms. If it's a 2-bedroom, they'll have two bathrooms. So because I want to start in the kitchen and the bathrooms is because the housekeepers and the maintenance will be coming in during the time that I'm in there or after, so they're going to need me to be done. So I start with the areas that they're going to be working in most of the time. So I start by filling holes and caulking where I need to. If it's an older apartment, then there's usually a accent wall that needs to be done because it may not have like the new color or whatever. So so I get all the holes filled, and then I go ahead and get my accent wall done if I need to, or sometimes it's not as bad, I just need to touch up. So those are always nice. Just touch up real quick and get out of there. If I have to roll everything, then I'll put a drop cloth up on the countertops and I'll roll out. Sometimes I'll cut in first and then roll them out if they're that bad. So that's the kitchen. Okay, so then I go into the bathroom, but in the bathroom there's a little laundry area too. So that would have already been swept out by me upon entry into the apartment. Go through and do the same thing. I pull nails, fill holes, There's a lot of times there's an accent in there too. Sometimes there's not, depending on the complex, the property that I'm working on. So paint in the bathroom. It usually goes pretty quick. I mean, when I've worked in property management for 11 years. I got fast. You have to be fast in property management because it's not long. You got a customer. You got a resident wanting to move in, right? So you got to get in and get out. So I was fast. So anyway. So moving on. After I got done in there, then the housekeepers and maintenance will have already gotten in there and got started. So now I'm in. I usually start in the bedrooms and get those done. Another thing I'll want to know is if the carpet is being replaced, because if it is, I don't have to worry about drop cloths. I can just let my paint go on the floor. If there's any drips, I don't have to worry about it. That helps. Because I don't have to, string drop cloths all the way around the perimeter of the rooms. So I can go a lot faster and not have to worry about that. If not, then I got to use drop cloths. I go ahead and I get them all placed all the way around the room into the closet and get it all ready, so I don't have to move stuff along as I go. It's already down. So usually I'll start in the closet and get it done, and just bring my ladder in. If the walls has to be totally done, I'll cut in and roll it out. Move to the next room. Cut in, roll it out. Probably an hour, close to an hour per room, depending on what all I got to do. If I got to fill holes, and I got to wait for mud to dry and everything. So then I move into the living room, and same thing. Okay, so now let's go on the scenario that I'm going to be spraying the apartment. Oh, also if there is a fireplace and I don't have to spray it, then I just gotta sweep it out. Sweep out the fireplace, and if it looks like it's been used quite a bit and it looks like it needs to be painted, we get a let's see, heat rated black paint. Can't remember what it was called. It was particularly for to withstand heat. So I have to, around the outer part of the fireplace, there'll be like tile. So I'll have to, and grout. So I got to tape off all that, mask it off, paper mask, spray it out after I've got it sweeped out, and it's done. So I just let it dry and take the paper off later. So then, so when I'm going to spray an apartment, the fireplace is the first thing I do, because I get it painted, and then I gotta mask off, and I gotta cover it with plastic or paper mask, so that when I spray in there, I won't get overspray into the fireplace. So that's the first thing I do. I have it done if there's a fireplace. Then after that, then I do the same routine with the dusting, webs, dust off the baseboards. Usually if it's bad enough that I have to spray it, then the carpet is bad enough that it has to be replaced. So a lot of times I don't have to worry about the carpet when I spray. I can spray the baseboards, do the fans right over the baseboard and goes on the carpet too. So they're already they're getting automatically primed. So when the last thing I do is I do my baseboards. A lot of times they were white. They weren't the wall color. It was always nice when it was the wall color, because the last property I worked for, the baseboards were the same as the walls. So that was a plus right there. So if I had to use drop cloths on the ones I was spraying, then I'd put them up against the edge of the baseboard, the drop cloths, and I'd have to. Sometimes I'd put tape at the bottom edge of the baseboard, because when I spraying, it'll blow the drop cloth back a little bit. I learned later that cardboard is heavier. Of course, it doesn't blow up like a drop cloth would. So canvas, whatever. So I started using cardboard panels that I would put down when I spray, so that it wouldn't get on the carpet. Sometimes that didn't even work. I had to take my rag and kind of wipe over the edge of the carpet just a little bit. But before I start spraying, I have to go through, I have to tape off the doorknobs, tape them off. I had to take off all of the recep covers and plug covers, the switch covers. I had to tape off all the hinges. I had to mask off all the windows. The fireplace is already covered. I had to take off ceiling fan blades and cover up the globe part and the base. Had to cover up sprinkler heads. I had to put drop cloths over the countertops. I had to put drop cloths on the tile floor. This is only for the bedrooms, the living room, and the dining room. I wasn't spraying in the bathrooms and the kitchen. If I had to spray in the kitchen, I had to cover, the cupboards if I'm going to spray the ceiling or whatever. It was a big ordeal to spray. I had to bring my sprayer up sometimes 3 flights of stairs, tote it up. I had a lot of stuff to carry up, up and down. I had paint. I had my tools, the sprayer, 5-gallon bucket of flat, 5-gallon bucket of semi-gloss sometimes. Sometimes I made 5 to 7 trips up and down the stairs. It wore me out. So after I'm done, I go, and a lot of times I take lunch, come back, everything's dry enough to take off tape, unmask it, get all that unmasked, and then I go through and I start doing my bathrooms and the kitchen and get that part done. Paint my baseboards if I have to. There was a lot to an apartment. There was no time to drag your feet. There was no time to take your time a lot of times. Let's just say you don't think you have anything, that you had to do after this apartment. And well, in property management, things come up quick. You don't know if the leasing agents or the manager has told you everything you need to know about your day. So you gone in and you've gotten started and you're taking your time, and all of a sudden, Jerry, you have another apartment that you have to go to. What are you doing? I didn't want to be caught off guard, which had happened a lot. Unfortunately for me, a lot of times, I had a couple of times I had good managers and good leasing agents that would communicate with me and tell me what's going on. A lot of times I didn't. So I couldn't take a chance on that I wasn't being communicated to, very well. So I had to just go fast, get it done, and just go by that. There was move-in dates you went by on the board. Sometimes they didn't get written down, and then you find out later at the end of the day, oh, I have another move-in. So property management, it's for a young man. I did it in my younger days from 2005 to 2016. So the first one I worked at, I was also the groundskeeper. I was the painter groundskeeper. Porter. Porter was responsible for picking up all the trash outside, emptying outside trash cans. A lot of times I had to deal with doggy dookie. stuff like that. So I did a lot of my porter work in the morning, and then after I went done with my basics, I'd go in and paint, and then if I got done with that apartment, then I'd do my other porter stuff. But the first property management I worked for wasn't as busy as the second one. Yeah, painting apartments, that's a big job. You always feel good about when you go into one, and all that it requires is a touch-up. That's a good day. Touch-up. I just go in, sweep the webs down, sweep the dust off the baseboards, get my paint out, just my little can of semi-gloss, touch up, little door jams, touch up. That one's done. Move on to the next one. Those are good days. But yeah, property management. Yeah, that's a busy position, busy job. You can move up if you want. A lot of times they would, move you up to maintenance. Assistant maintenance was the first level. But the bad thing about trying to move up in property management is they don't have time to train you. You have to do it while you're painting, and I had no time. I was too busy. It was rare for me to have like downtime to learn how to do something. But I just, did it. I would try to take a little bit of a break and watch them change a garbage disposal, or change out a light fixture or a ceiling fan. Toilets, flush masters, and all that kind of stuff. I would watch, and then on some occasions they'd say, "Jerry, I'm getting ready to do a disposal. You want to do one?" I said, "Yeah. I think," they kind of walked me through it. But I mean, they had to hurry too. I mean, they couldn't, dilly-dally. They had to go. So property management's pretty challenging. It's a pretty challenging job. And 11 years, you have become a fast painter if you survive that many years. If you've done property management, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So when I went to work for a college, it's a slower pace. So when my first day, I was flying, and the maintenance man, the carpenter, had to say, "Jerry, you need to slow down, man. You're making me dizzy. You're going so fast. You don't have to do that anymore. Those days are gone. Now is your time to slow down. Make sure you do a good job." And I'm like, okay, I'll try. I mean, man, I'm like Sonic the Hedgehog, man. I'm ready to go. But he had to still, tell me once in a while, "Jerry, remember, you're not at that place anymore. All right, you need to slow down. Just slow down." But anyway, I was able. I can still be pretty fast, even though I'm mid-50s now. I'm still pretty fast when I need to be. Get the job done. Have a little bit, more time to do littler things, But yeah. All right. I don't think I missed anything. Hey, if you guys are interested in kind of like stories that I tell, if you like those, I have a crap load of story time with Jerry in my my playlist area. So look those up. I mean, I got all kinds of stories about when I, was a porter at different places, and some things that happened to me, and you might be interested in that. So check those out. I got 20 or more, I think, story times. I think I talked about this too, the painting part. So yeah, just check them out. You might enjoy it. All right, oneLEADFOOT. I hope you enjoyed this, and you kind of got an idea of how I painted apartments. I did get compliments on my cutting in. Apparently, I do a good straight line of cutting in. So, you know, you just got to fan the blade of that brush out. You just, when you fan it out, it gets, real sharp, and you can follow a line real easy. That was my when you're cutting into a ceiling or something, you had to be sharp, But okay, I think I'm done. Hope you all enjoyed it. oneLEADFOOT. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you all on the next one. The next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.